I believe we have comedian Paul Reiser joining us. Are you there, Paul?
Good morning. How are you, folks?
Yeah, we're doing great. I appreciate you calling us this morning. Now, you're doing stand-up. You're going to be in our area on Friday, right?
I am going to be there Friday at the beautiful Paramount Theater in Peekskill.
So now, after all these years and all this success, and you've been on TV and movies, you're back to doing stand-up. What do you like better? Do you like acting, or do you enjoy stand-up more?
A lot of people say, "Oh, they're all fun," which they are, but there's nothing more fun than stand-up. I gotta say, I had taken such a long break from getting out there. When Mad About You started, which was '92. I kind of got busy, and then I got distracted, and I forgot to get back. But I always meant to get back. And it's only been a couple of years that I just jumped back in, and it was so fun. And everything else takes so long. TV is great fun, but movies, it takes sometimes years to just get something from your brain out into the actual world. Stand up, you think is something at 5:00. You tell people at 8:00. It's like there's no wait, and it's great. It's great, and to be back, I'm from the city, so to be playing in the New York, anything in a 20-mile radius, always funnier. Anything that is close to New York is always it's funnier. It's funnier than the rest of the country. I don't know why, but it is.
Now, have you spent much time up here in the Hudson Valley, being from the city?
I haven't spent enough, but I'm always reminded how beautiful it is. It's a beautiful part of the state that it is refreshing to come back and play.
Well, we're glad to refresh you.
I'm happy to be refreshed. Believe me, I could need some freshing.
Now, you were talking about Mad About You, and when that show was on, man, I got to tell you, that show resonated with so many people. Anybody who's ever been in a relationship, could deal with. Now, a lot of that stuff that came from your own personal life, right? Yeah,
it was when we made that. I had just been married a few years, and it was a great relief for me to be able to have some place to talk about it and vent, because you go, this is crazy stuff that happens, and you go and you can either lose your mind or you can kind of note it and laugh about it. No matter where you come from or what your personality is, you take two people, you stick them together, some stuff's going to go bad, and we just tried to watch these two people slug it out, and and what it was always about was two people who really tried to make it work. And so whenever from the little things to the big things, you go, well, yeah, you could just walk away. That's tempting. Or you could figure out how to do this better. And I think that's what people were relating to. It's like, oh, it was comforting to watch somebody else go through it.
Yeah. Now, TV today is very different. Like, the sitcom has evolved so much. It's more about, people yelling bazinga and stuff. You don't see a lot of that, those personal relationships. Is there anything that you watch on TV that you're like, oh, I really enjoy that?
Yeah, I'm not a huge watcher, but the whole world, as you say, has changed. And, you don't have to sit down and watch appointment television anymore. You can do it at your own leisure. So I'm getting into love discovering something that I've missed for 3 years. Like everybody say, oh, you have to watch The Americans. I go, well, I'll get to it because it's all there. And it's a show that my wife and I love. And it's interesting because it's Americans is on FX, and it's about these two spies in the 80s. But when you're all done, what you're really watching is like this couple. It's really about this couple who are both spies, and they're lying to everybody, and they're living these double lives. And it's so funny because it's so compelling. And ultimately what really is compelling is the personal stuff. So maybe that's just my own personal bent.
Maybe we'll see you and Helen Hunt return as spies next time.
There you go, as spies.
Do you think Mad About You, because I still think that if Mad About You were to come out and be a sitcom today, that it would stand the test of time.
That's the other fun thing, by the way, about doing stand-up is, I meet audiences afterwards and, do a little meet and greet, and you find out that the show really meant a lot to a lot of people. And that's something I never would have known until I got out there and started meeting actual people who, for whom the show was really an important part of their lives. So that's a great feeling.
That's great. And then you probably meet people who have never been in a really good relationship, like our producer, who just want to talk about aliens the whole time.
Yeah, there are those people too. Yeah, there's always funny. There's always an aliens question, and that's a movie that I didn't realize till recently either. That there's a subculture of people who watch those type of films, but that specific film was really important. I'm going to in July, there's a Comic-Con fest, a science fiction Comic-Con festival, where they're getting the entire cast of Aliens back together.
Oh, wow.
And we did one of them. It's the first time I'd ever done anything like that 2 years ago. And, people were coming from all over the world and with props and memorabilia from the movie. I go, how'd you get this? Well, I live in Australia, and I knew a guy who was a stuntman. I go, geez.
Very different crowd than the Mad About You fans. They don't show up with, like, the doorbell from the apartment for you to sign or anything.
Yeah, and they dress a little odder, those people.
All right, so
they dress like aliens.
Looking forward to the show on Friday night. Again, I believe tickets are still available. Paramount Hudson Valley in Peekskill.
Listen, I always tell people, come on down. I have a money-back guarantee. If you come down and you don't have a great time, I come back in a few months and I take you to see somebody funnier. You can't beat that.
All right, Paul Reiser, there you go. We'll have more details on how to get those tickets up at WPDH.com. Thanks so much, Paul.
Thank you. See you there.